Autopilot engaged. Empty space. Autopilot disengaged. Unknown object.
Máme bránu.
There it is. Approach the jump gate cell. Try to get a reading.
Danger.
We're in range. Activate your ship's scan mode now. Each jump gate has 2 pairs of missiles. They act as caches for storing operational data, among many other things. We're still not very familiar with this technology, or who created it, but thanks to recent scientific advancements, we are able to make sense of some of the information that we are retrieving. It seems apparent that some of the data likely represents the coordinates of other jump gates. Whether this means that these gates were connected in the distant past is mere conjecture. Perhaps the builders had reasons unknown to us for certain gates to hold special compatibility. The vast majority of the data in these caches remains a vexing mystery to us all. Access from this facility. Move on to the one on the opposite side. Yes, some of this data looks rather promising. I'm forwarding all of this to our science team as we speak.
Some fluctuation in energy signatures.
Forager. Jump gate. Forager.
dangerous, perhaps. But I am afraid that things are not going well in Ocean of Fantasy either. The system's planet is devastated and completely uninhabitable.
Perhaps, once the provinces have re-established their economy, they can attempt some terraforming. For now, this expedition needs you to map out safe passage for a larger fleet to navigate through Sanctuary of Darkness. You can use nav beacons to determine an appropriate route. Just stay clear of the Khaky installations. And other hazardous regions, obviously. For a better overview of the task at hand, do not hesitate to consult the map.
Hive guard. Empty space. Autopilot. Disengage. Hive guard. Autopilot engaged.
You know, for the longest time, community of planets thought the Khaky had been eradicated by their joint efforts. Recent attacks on solitary miners, and now this, proved this notion was overly optimistic.
Far away from any other beacon.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged. Empty space. Danger. Danger. Autopilot engaged. Empty space. Autopilot.
Kokote! Kokote pojebaný. To stoj!
Autopilot engaged.
Ještě tady hodinu prostřed a mohlo by to už být hotové.
Danger. Autopilot disengaged. Danger. Autopilot engaged. Empty space. Autopilot disengaged.
Fix. Je to tady to je.
Empty space.
found a route. Nicely done, explorer. Everyone, move in. The expedition shall now establish a scientific outpost. This may be the beginning of a most fruitful phase in our journey together.
To trvá zase.
Wayfinder. Minotaur. Vanguard. Minotaur. Vanguard. Wave. Jump gate.
something out here.
Tak máme opuštěnou loď. Paráda. Tak už jsme ho našli. Jak to, že nemůžeš zaujmout? Dáme tak, dáme tak. Dáme z ní potvrdit, tudíž už můžeš zajmout. Tak. Aha, tady máme. Máme těžaře. Dalšího. Uvidíme. No.
Established a perimeter around the inactive jump gate. Now we are commencing the construction of an outpost. Do not elevate your hopes quite yet. Experimentation shall begin soon, but jump gate technology is very alien and highly volatile. We do not know for certain whether we can ever successfully force a connection, particularly without real-time coordination with our Kingdom counterparts. Nonetheless, we have an ideal candidate gate for experimentation. The Alliance of the Word has an obligation to our cousins in Kingdom to try our utmost. These technological marvels have eluded our understanding to date. Something about the interface has remained stubbornly out of reach. The final spark. In any case, Explorer, congratulations. You have performed your part, and you have done so unimpeachably. Updated on our progress in the coming years. And, if fate wills it, you might one day find your name in the annals of the great explorers and scientists.
Wayfinder. Docking granted.
Tak, jdeme si popovídat s tím.
Successfully docked. Mako.
What can I do for you, esteemed explorer? Ah, of course. Thanks to your valuable contribution, we are now able to establish a jump gate research facility. In theory, for a connection between jump gates, one needs the correct coordinates, energy, and a means to interface with the technology. Thanks to the cache you analyzed, we have the directional information from here to Kingdom End. Next, we set up a mechanism by which we can power the gate. The Boron of Kingdom End have explained how this can be achieved. Fortunately, deciphering the technology to enable that has been the focus of their research so far. While we are establishing the facility, the science team is working on the local environmental baseline, taking into account space-time warping from nearby stellar bodies and so forth. All that will take some time, but we already know it can be done. In fact, we have done it before, several times. The most significant hurdle that we just cannot seem to overcome is the jump gate technology interface. It is an incredibly complex process, but think of it as some sort of activation command. Frankly, making progress on that will be a significant challenge. I am uncertain if that is even within our technological capabilities. Sadly, we have nothing more for you to do at the moment. Our scientists are busy setting everything up.
Assistant, you must forgive my absence in your most recent exploratory endeavors. It is just, I have been somewhat preoccupied with my own observations. When did Numankaret say the Alliance of the Word plans to conclude their experiments?
Well, the expedition leader did suggest that he would keep us up to date over the coming years.
What? Years, you say? That is... Oh my, that is rather disappointing. I had hoped to contribute to their experiments right away. Well, since you are already running errands in Boron space, would you mind assisting me in my personal research? Ever since my tentacles first grasped the scientific equipment in this research installation, I have been utterly fascinated by the Great Reef Nebula. Even if that pesky Sagaris Pioneers vessel is complicating accurate measurement collection at the moment. You see, I have identified several neutron stars. Magnetars, in fact, which pulse in an oddly specific way. One could be an anomaly. Two might be a coincidence, but I have already identified a potential third. I need you to verify my observations, independently. To that end, I have compiled a list of positions in Great Reef that I need you to visit. Please do forgive me if I appear somewhat excitable. There is a chance that this could point to a discovery of immeasurable significance.
Professor has informed me of your exciting plans. You must let me accompany you. In fact, I will not take no for an answer. The Alliance is in the midst of their preparations. I have to say, the deluge of scientific jargon leaves me cold. I much prefer action.
Danger. Hazardous region detected. Jump gate, Great Reef. Entering system, Great Reef. Hydra. Mako.
A pak můžeme prodat vodík. Koukneme, uvidíme.
Mako.
Uvidíme.
Docking granted. Mako. Autopilot engaged. Empty space. Autopilot.
You have arrived at the precise position. Excellent. Taking measurements now. No. This is no good. We will have to disregard these readings. Oh well. This shall not dishearten us. Assistant. Onwards to the next position.
Autopilot engaged.
Bosotar, may I ask you a personal question?
By all means, Neela T.
What makes you choose to remain out there? All alone in that tiny tank of yours? Are you not tempted to reunite with your kind? Now that we are reconnected?
Nothing would delight me more than to explore the provinces myself, and to get out of this tube for once. But my work is simply too important. After years enslaved in the service of advancing split weaponry, I now preside over what is quite possibly the most advanced scientific facility in the network. I am sorely tempted to abandon post. Even if it is just for a little while, I would most certainly love to see the Great Reef in person. But ultimately, my work here is so much more important than my personal desires.
So what is behind your enduring fascination with Great Reef? If you will forgive my candor, you seem to be rather fixated on this particular system.
Actually, I was born there. Not that I would have any memory of it. Then shortly, after I was hatched, I was taken to Argon space.
But wait, that would mean you were released.
Yes, indeed. If the records are correct, I am 47 years old.
Absolutely incredible. I never
No.
imagined I would ever meet someone so aged
That was
and
good.
venerable.
Hence my fear of spending time away from my laboratory. While my mind remains sharp, I must exercise it for the benefit of all. Taking the second set of measurements. Blasted photoplankton. Nothing. Again. We shall try once more. I know I am onto something. I can feel it in my fins.
You know, it is strange. Our lifespan is short. At least in comparison to the other known sentient species. When you think about it, very few Boron of the provinces adrift will recall Kingdom End, or the benevolent leadership of our monarch. Yet, ask any one of them, and finding a way back home will be their preeminent priority. How is it that we are driven to pursue such things, even on the thinnest of leads? Is this inherent Boron naivete? Or an innate scientific drive?
That is simply our nature. We are known for being pacifists and scientists. But underneath all of that, are we not first optimists?
To. To mám zhodil celý stůl, tyčo. To je nějaké moc prostý dneska.
Autopilot.
Tak, tlačínka.
engaged.
No. Pojďte. Tady robiju továrnu, loděnici. A další továrnu.
Ready to trade.
Vy kurvy!
Autopilot disengaged.
A já si přestanu obchodovat, ty pičo.
Excellent.
Empty.
Yes, this position seems promising. Taking readings of the phenomenon now. Curious. What? No, this will not do at all. Assistant, something seems to be interfering with the measurements. You must get to the bottom of this at once.
Asteroid.
This asteroid is highly unusual. It appears to emit some form of residual energy, meaning the accuracy of my readings. You must destroy it.
Wait, what? Is that really necessary? Can you not simply account for the interference and adjust your readings accordingly? Or reposition the ship a little for clearer measurements?
Inconceivable! You cannot jeopardize these readings in any way. There is no room for error or extrapolation. Everything must be exact. A controlled detonation would be the best course to pursue. Quite the spectacle. Obliteration may have appeared to be an extreme approach to resolving our issue, but it seems to have done the trick. Assistant, please return to the initially designated position at once.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Taking measurements now. This is...
Oh my! Would you look at that? That is 5 magnetars, each rotating at a comparable speed. No, wait, actually, this cannot be right. One rotation every 1.884 seconds, which equals one rotation per 3.14 thorium transitions, which, oh, you might not be following. Their rotational speeds are precisely identical.
5? With identical speeds? But that is impossible.
As we are observing it right now, it would be more accurate to say that it is highly improbable. But yes, the odds of this phenomenon occurring naturally are incredibly, unfathomably minuscule. And, viewed from this position, their positioning appears oddly symmetrical as well. The stars seem to be pointing towards that blue giant. I wonder if... Oh my! The radiation readings emanating from the blue giant are incredible.
Incredible. How?
They are oddly regular, in a manner that should not be possible. And they repeat, like a signal. Could this be what we have been missing? Surely not. That would mean... Did someone mean for us to find this?
Wait. A message written in the stars. For You?
Oh no, please. Not meant for me specifically. But this constellation cannot conceivably be a natural occurrence. Its existence is a manifestation of intent.
The Alliance of the Word still seeks a means to interface with the gate technology. We may well have just found something worthy of closer inspection. I shall forward these findings to Nomenkla's team immediately. Assistant, you should head back to the expedition outpost now. In the meantime, I shall apply my intellectual suckers to the details of our discovery.
Explorer, do not for a nanosecond think that I am not coming with you.
Jump gate, sanctuary of darkness.
This discovery that you and Bozo Ta have made is tremendously interesting. I cannot yet explain how the two are connected, but these energy readings seem to be compatible with the jump gate, at least according to the science team's tentative simulations.
It is a cipher, deliberately placed to allow us access to the network.
I do not know whether that can be said conclusively. These are fantastical claims to be making without any weight of evidence. Perhaps the jump gates draw some of their function from anomalous occurrences, such as yours in stellar bodies. Or perhaps whoever built these gates used the blue giant as a constant point of reference, one that is detectable throughout key areas of the network and used for calibration of some kind. We do not yet have sufficient data, so I hesitate to spring to conclusions. That said, your findings certainly accelerate our scientific timeline. Explorer, talk to me in person so that I may brief you on how we will proceed.
It is quite obvious why he is so hesitant to entertain my hypothesis. I shall admit, it seems rather ludicrous on the face of it, but I believe he will rue dismissing the concept so readily. To encounter this phenomenon now, just as we are making our first foray into jump gate interaction, is a coincidence of astronomical proportions.
Hydra, Guppy, Minotaur, Vanguard. Docking granted. Successfully docked. Mako.
Ah, there you are. I have briefed Leader-Wee's administration on a research strategy and experimentation protocols. The science team is making the final calibrations. And, as you can see, the Alliance of the Word has worked strenuously to construct all of the necessary energy infrastructure.
We have concluded our preparations, awaiting confirmation to proceed.
Oh, the delicious heady feeling of pre-experiment anticipation. But Assistant, I would be surprised if our experiments here escape the attention of the Khaky.
The boron scientist has a point. I shall defer to your judgment on when we should commence the experiment. Shall we initiate proceedings? Science team, you have authorization. You are green to go.
Uploading frequency profile as signal template. Oh yes, the change in energy signature is immediately detectable.
Indubitably, the signal you helped extract activated something within the gate's mechanism.
I can confirm that we can interface with the jump gate. It appears that we can input basic commands.
All of this seems to indicate that I really am onto something with the cipher hypothesis. The cadence of the blue giant's radiation output acts as a sort of key.
Introduce energy now.
Affirmative.
Stay on guard, everyone. Explorer, get back out there. Maintain a secure perimeter around the...
Mako. Protector.
Cock, as expected.
Oh no, and with such calamitous timing.
Kakové.
Danger. Wayfinder. Protector. Forager.
Cannot tolerate your actions.
Ára.
Forager. Stop firing. Protector.
Awaiting orders.
Forager. Forager. Hive guard, guppy. Forager. Hive guard.
I'm covering you.
Protector. Minotaur, Vanguard. Jump gate. Guppy. Wayfinder. Protector. Forager. Wings guard. Protector. Forager. Protector. Queen's Guard. Guppy. Docking left. Successfully done.
Rád bych bojoval pičo, ale nemám na to.
Forager. Queen's Guard. Hive Guard. Guppy.
Everyone, fall back. Regroup at my position.
Wayfinder.
A giant spike in radiation.
Well, this is certainly news.
Initial readings?
Everything. All scans seem to indicate regular jump gate function.
Incredible! It really does appear as though we managed to establish a connection between two gates.
But does it lead to Kingdom End?
There's only one method for ascertaining the answer to that question. Fleet, move out.
Wait! There is an energy flux.
And transition is achieved. Green lights across the board. No immediate danger detected. Oh my goodness! There's a fleet of Commonwealth ships, right here. Greetings, friends. Please tell me you are with the Alliance of the Word.
We are indeed.
Judging by the equipment surrounding this gate, would it be presumptuous to imagine that you had a hand in activating the jump gate from this side?
With the help of the local boron population, yes.
How very impressive. Our scientists have been endeavoring to achieve this for countless times, but to no avail. Then suddenly, without warning, something changed, and we were able to interface with the jump gate.
Yes, we have just made the significant breakthrough that brings everything together.
You simply must share your findings with us. In the meantime, we will harden the gate defensive positions and establish patrols. And of course, our most venerable and beloved Queen Polyphides wishes to receive you and your subordinates to thank you for all you have achieved.
It will be an honor.
We will also need to instigate ties with the local administration.
I may be able to assist in that regard, and I cannot deny how thrilled I would be to come aboard as ambassador to my long-lost boron brethren.
Explorer, you and Bozo Tom were pivotal to the success of this entire undertaking. It would only be right for the two of of you to join me in my audience with the Queen.
Me? Meet the Queen? This is also overwhelming.
Orca. Jump gate. Unknown sector. Wayfinder. Jump gate. Unknown sector. Entering system. Kingdom End. Entering reflected stars.
I still cannot believe it. Kingdom End. In my lifetime. Look how beautiful it is. And we did it. We established the connection. And we are summoned by the Queen, no less.
What a marvelous turn of events indeed. And it is reassuring to see the seat of Boron civilization faring so well. They have weathered isolation far better than the provinces. That is for certain. A strong economy, political stability, no signs of strife or unrest. They seem to be at peace. Now we can finally bring the provinces adrift back into the fold. And my people can finally share in that sweet tranquility.
Erase vigilance. Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Rise for Her Royal Highness, the benevolent and wise Queen Polyphides.
Greetings, travellers. It is our great pleasure as reigning monarch of the Queendom of Boron to receive you all in this historic moment. our royal steward positively gushed with praise for his allies. And so I wish to thank each one of you who was so critical in bringing these long-lost systems back into the fold. First, Numankaret, fearless leader, without whose vision and doggedness an expedition of such scale would never have been possible. You have our deepest gratitude.
You are most welcome, Your Majesty. The pursuit of knowledge and unity is my paramount drive. I could no more relinquish the task than I could cease breathing.
Nilati, our loyal subject and long-lost kinswoman. You have done your utmost to maintain the safety and security of the severed realm, despite hardship and adversity. And Steward Leader informs us that not for one moment did you let the dream of Kingdom End die. You have our deepest gratitude.
It is such an honor to be here, Your Grace. Just to be here, to see the home planet, is all the reward I will ever need.
And now for the prodigal spawn, Bozotar. You spent a whole lifetime away from home, isolated from all fellow Boron in the most unimaginable manner, and yet you did not let these dreadful circumstances deter you. Welcome home, Bozotar.
Please forgive me. I have no words.
And then, of course, there is you, Rael Tinra. You have risen above ancient animosities to meet the occasion as a true hero. We have been informed that your grit and fortitude were the backbone of this venture. Without your endeavors, it is doubtful that the Boron of Kingdom End would now be reunited with their brethren, or the Commonwealth at large. We thank you from the deepest well of our being. Now, Numankaret, we expect that you and your science team will be quite busy for some time to come, exchanging your findings with our own scientists and making sense of all that has occurred here. Yet still, we have a favor to ask of you. It has been a long time since we last shared the network with other species. We ask that you use your expertise to coordinate a mission to reach out to our old allies and adversaries. Let them know that the Boron of Kingdom End have returned.
I would be honored to oversee such an undertaking, and I already know the perfect candidate to take up these emissarial duties. Explorer, what do you say?
Of course we will accept. It presents a unique opportunity to explore every corner of the network.
We can only thank all of you again. You are great friends to our people. But now, we are afraid that we must ask you all to take your leave. Our royal duties cannot be postponed any longer. Farewell, dear friends of Boron.
This concludes the royal audience. Our honored guests, you are invited to hold your inaugural mission briefing at the designated venue.
Please follow me. To be the first outsiders to step in front of a Boron Queen in decades. How incredible! And you get a promotion to Royal Emissary. Congratulations! I shall do my best to coordinate your tasks and duties. Before we commence with business matters, may I say that it is a great honor to work with you heralds on your royal mission. My part is to provide you with the necessary information for your mission manager and to monitor your progress. Other than that, I will contact you should the need arise. Over the course of this endeavor, there will be multiple missions for you to choose from. While it is your duty to complete all missions, the order in which you pursue them is a matter for your own discretion. You are now ready to embark upon your voyage. I shall return to the expedition to oversee the science team. So much data to pore over, so many questions still unanswered. You have performed a great service to the scientific community. Thank you. See it through thoroughly to completion, and you will be the pride of the Queendom.
Renowned friend, which assignment did you receive? To a boron scientist? Surely they have a convenient supply of bofu secured. I am afraid you may have drawn the short straw. A mere courier assignment. I am responsible for establishing a defense treaty with the Argon Federation. I wish you the best of luck. Farewell, dear friend.
Greetings, reputable friend. I am assigned to deliver a sample of our home waters to the Terran Protectorate. May you travel with speed and without unforeseen events.
You are in Her Majesty's service, I see. How very commendable. It is of the utmost urgency that this modest boat delivery arrives at my facility. Please deliver the consignment and then meet with me immediately thereafter. I have marked a bofu chemical lab station which sells bofu, but feel free to find a more lucrative trade source.
Mission interrupted. New mission activated. Entering reflected stars.
Her Majesty is strikingly charismatic in person.
Yes, indeed. When she looks at you, it is like you are the only person for 20 parsecs.
Did you ever believe you would meet a monarch?
Never. Nor would I have expected to have the honor of such an important responsibility.
What was your impression of the Alliance representative?
Very nice and professional.
Matter of fact,
Indeed.
The Queen's heralds are reminded not to broadcast their private observations publicly.
My deepest apology.
Entering towering wave. Disengaged. Receiving broadcast message.
Dear passing pilots of assorted heritage and disposition, by the grace of Her Majesty the Queen, it is our privilege to aid the reintegration of the provinces adrift into the venerable and resilient Queendom of Boron. Regrettably, there appears to be an ongoing misunderstanding with the inhabitants of this otherwise picturesque sector. I hereby call upon your civil courage and request that you join us.
Bofu Chemical Lab. Autopilot engaged.
World science system has a similar energy input system to our own, but their capacity is simply tremendous.
Our blueprints were, of course, based on the theories that they shared with us in their transmission. So that should not come as a surprise. Establishing a connection between jump gates requires staggering quantities of resources. Yet, it appears that those resources need not be equally balanced between the gate loci. Thankfully, the Boron have been laying the groundwork for our breakthrough for decades. We suspected that was the case. Also, until now, nothing entirely certain.
Protector. Pressure. Docking granted.
Outstanding work, Fin leaders. I expected no less. Please direct your subordinates to dock.
Queen Polyphides and the Queendom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard. Oh my, it is you! How favorable and fortuitous that our paths should cross again. Please, do approach me on the bridge, I insist. Ahem. Hello there? I hope your journey to our ancient homeland was sprinkled with success. As you may have keenly registered, my position has somewhat evolved since we last had the pleasure of meeting. While I await the summons of Her Majesty's Royal Council for redevelopment of the former provinces adrift, I have pledged myself to this intrepid defense mission. Nothing less than the construction of an advanced, state-of-the-art cross-sector highway. Preparations began as soon as the connection to Kingdom End was established, and most of the resource shipments have already arrived. Once our mission is complete, boron ships will once again traverse safely between all known sectors of the Queendom without disturbing the local inhabitants. If only these inhabitants had received as thorough a briefing by the Queen herself as I have on this matter. Indeed, as you had the pleasure of witnessing mere moments ago, the Khaky refused to acknowledge the merits of this undertaking. Precisely as I warned when this gruesome and dreary sector's rehabilitation was first presented to me. We intrude upon their dark sanctuary, and naturally they seek to divest themselves of our presence. Thanks to their unique warp technology, Khaky ship clusters continue to harry our construction ships. Even if these do little damage to our operation, they keep us perpetually on edge, unable to discern our opponent's grand strategy. Consequently, there can only be one response, even if it pains me to go against my deepest boron instincts. We shall sally forth. By taking a forward position, we may gain valuable intelligence and divert Khaky attention away from our construction site. Tragically, we have recently recorded unacceptable losses, hence the invitation to any spirited pilots in the general vicinity. Of course, you far exceed the required qualification, yet nevertheless, I would be honored and grateful to take you, temporarily, into the employ of Her Majesty's Expeditionary Flotilla. You may choose between one of our two most renowned flight leaders and fly a well-equipped military ship for the duration of this mission, unless you prefer to risk your own ship, of course. Once you are settled, we shall embark, like a school of Nishalan mud wranglers on the first day of swelter season. Splendid. I expected no less. Since it appears that we will not have the pleasure of further reinforcements at this time, I shall commence preparations for our embarkation post-haste. We shall speak again once you have conferred with Tinfiga and Hugabo.
Perambulatory enough?
By the Queen, it would require the presence of a Lard, the ancient nemesis, let loose upon our vessel. How peculiar. Evidently, it was wise to rely on Leda We to send me a suitably pugnacious replacement. You see, one of my most experienced pilots was struck down with space sickness and is confined for the time being to an aqua chamber. Consequently, there remains a fully operational corvette anchored within the hold of the Menelaus Reminiscence. If you promise to treat this honorable ship with the respect she is due, she shall be yours until we have concluded our mission. My subordinates shall be honored and proud to do battle by your side.
Hugabo has just confirmed the transferal of your corvette. To retrieve your ship, I suggest you peruse one of the ship consoles next to our M-class docking pads, though I would never prevent you from reverting to your own vessel instead, should you so desire. Ah, I see you have engaged the lift. Observe how your ship rises majestically from the depths.